In the rapidly evolving world of artificial intelligence, one partnership has redefined the landscape: Microsoft and OpenAI. What started as a strategic investment has become a multi-billion-dollar alliance that's reshaping productivity, redefining human-computer interaction, and accelerating the race toward artificial general intelligence. To understand the impact of this collaboration, we need to rewind the clock. In 2015, OpenAI was founded with an ambitious goal: to ensure that artificial general intelligence, AGI, benefits all of humanity. It was structured as a non-profit, aiming to keep AI research open and accessible. But building large-scale AI models like GPT required enormous computing power, far beyond what most research labs could afford. That's where Microsoft comes in. By 2019, OpenAI had begun shifting its structure to a capped profit model, allowing it to raise the capital necessary to compete with tech giants like Google and Amazon. Around the same time, OpenAI and Microsoft announced their first major partnership, a $1 billion investment by Microsoft into OpenAI. But this wasn't just about funding, it was about infrastructure. Microsoft offered something that OpenAI desperately needed: access to its massive Azure cloud computing platform. Training large models like GPT-3 involves running billions of calculations across thousands of GPUs for weeks or even months. Azure provided the horsepower to make that possible. This marked the beginning of a deep and strategic alignment. OpenAI would use Azure as its exclusive cloud provider, and Microsoft would gain early access to OpenAI's cutting-edge models. It was a win-win. OpenAI could scale, and Microsoft could leapfrog ahead in the AI race. Fast forward to 2020. OpenAI released GPT-3, one of the most powerful language models ever created. The world was stunned by its ability to generate coherent essays, write code, summarize texts, and simulate conversation. But only a handful of people had access. Microsoft, thanks to its partnership, wasn't just a spectator, it was a distributor. The company integrated GPT-3 into its Azure OpenAI Service, giving enterprise customers access to language generation tools for the first time. But that was just the beginning. In January 2023, Microsoft announced a renewed investment, this time reportedly worth $10 billion. This expanded the partnership significantly, with Microsoft taking the lead on deploying OpenAI's models into consumer-facing products. Enter Copilot. By integrating GPT-4 into Microsoft 365 applications, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, and more, Microsoft transformed its Office suite into an AI-powered productivity platform. Users could now generate documents, summarize emails, create presentations, and analyze data with natural language commands. It wasn't just a gimmick, it was a paradigm shift. Copilot brought generative AI to millions of people who had never interacted with AI tools before. Suddenly, AI wasn't an abstract lab project. It was helping employees write reports, build spreadsheets, and communicate better in real time. And it didn't stop there. Microsoft also embedded GPT-4 into Bing, turning the search engine into a conversational assistant. Bing Chat could summarize articles, answer questions, generate content, and even code, all within the browser. This turned Bing from an underdog into a serious competitor to Google Search. Behind the scenes, Microsoft continued building the infrastructure, to support this growth. Azure expanded its AI supercomputing clusters, built specifically to train and deploy large models like GPT-4 and DAL-E. The Azure OpenAI Service gave developers and enterprises access to OpenAI models, sparking innovation across industries from healthcare to finance to education. So, what makes this partnership unique? First, it's mutually transformative. For OpenAI, Microsoft provides cloud infrastructure, deployment scale, and capital. For Microsoft, OpenAI provides cutting-edge research, foundational models, and public momentum. Second, it's product-driven. Unlike research alliances that stay in the lab, Microsoft and OpenAI push AI into real-world applications. They've turned theoretical breakthroughs into tools that help people do real work. Write, analyze, visualize, communicate. Third, it's fast. The pace of integration has been staggering. Within months of GPT-4's release, it was embedded in Microsoft Teams, Dynamics 365, GitHub Copilot, and Azure. That level of execution is rare even in tech. But the partnership isn't without challenges. As OpenAI's models grow more powerful, so do the ethical and societal questions. Who is accountable when the AI gives wrong or biased information? How do you ensure that AI respects privacy, copyright, and human values? Microsoft and OpenAI have both emphasized the importance of responsible AI. They've implemented content filters, usage policies, and model evaluations. But critics argue that commercial pressure could lead to premature deployment or insufficient oversight. And then there's the question of openness. OpenAI was founded on the principle of open research, but as its models became commercially valuable, full transparency was replaced by selective access. Some in the AI community worry that the partnership with Microsoft could centralize power in ways that limit open innovation. Still, the results are hard to ignore. Together, Microsoft and OpenAI have created a new AI ecosystem, one where foundational models are accessible through APIs, embedded in productivity tools, and available at scale for businesses and developers. This partnership has also forced other tech giants to accelerate their AI strategies. Google merged DeepMind and Brain into a new AGI-focused unit. Meta open-sourced Llama. Amazon launched Bedrock. The entire industry is responding to the Microsoft OpenAI alliance. Looking ahead, this collaboration may shape how AI evolves for decades to come. Will Microsoft and OpenAI lead the development of artificial general intelligence? Will Copilot become the new standard for digital productivity? Will Azure become the go-to platform for AI deployment? Those questions remain open. But what's clear is this. The Microsoft OpenAI partnership isn't just a business deal. It's a defining alliance in the age of intelligent machines. And in many ways, it's already rewriting the rules of software, cloud, and human-computer collaboration, one API call at a time. One of the most fascinating aspects of this partnership is how it positions Microsoft at the forefront of an AI-first software revolution. For decades, Microsoft dominated the desktop software era. Windows, Office, and later Azure. But as generative AI reshapes how people interact with digital tools, Microsoft is now embedding intelligence into the very core of its user experience. With GitHub Copilot, for instance, Microsoft has already redefined software development workflows. By leveraging OpenAI's Codex model, a derivative of GPT, Copilot helps developers write code faster, fix bugs, and explore new programming paradigms simply by typing natural language instructions. This isn't just a speed boost, it's a reimagining of how humans collaborate with code. And the results are compelling. Developers using Copilot report significant productivity gains, reduced cognitive load, and even new pathways into learning code. It's teaching people how to build while building alongside them. Microsoft's strategic advantage lies in its full-stack integration. It controls the cloud, Azure, the interface, Windows and Office, the coding infrastructure, GitHub, and now the intelligence layer via OpenAI. That allows for seamless experiences that us other companies, who lack one or more of these layers, struggle to match. But perhaps more important is how this partnership shapes the narrative around AI itself. OpenAI often speaks about AI as a tool for empowerment. Microsoft echoes that message, branding its products as AI copilots, not replacements. This framing is crucial in a time when fear about automation, displacement, and misinformation runs high. By positioning AI as a collaborative partner, not a superior overlord, the two companies are helping guide public perception and potentially policymaking toward constructive use cases. Yet, this power comes with responsibility. The Microsoft OpenAI alliance will need to continually prove that it can balance innovation with caution, that it can scale AI access while protecting against misuse, that it can lead without dominating. Already, OpenAI has committed to principles of safe deployment, model evaluations, and red teaming exercises. Microsoft, too, has published ethical guidelines, AI principles, and transparency reports. But as models like GPT-5 or AGI-level systems approach, these frameworks will be tested like never before. In many ways, this partnership has become a proving ground, not just for AI capabilities, but for AE governance. Can a for-profit company and a capped profit AI lab collaborate at scale, push boundaries, and still act in the public interest? So far, the results are cautiously optimistic. Millions now use AI-powered tools daily, with relatively few incidents of harm. Developers are building new businesses on top of the Azure OpenAI platform. Knowledge workers are gaining leverage. Educators are experimenting. Designers are prototyping. And researchers are exploring previously unimaginable questions, all with AI as a partner. This is the power of platform thinking. Microsoft and OpenAI aren't just building tools, they're building a foundation, one where intelligence is as accessible as electricity, one where anyone with an idea, a question, or a vision can tap into one of the world's most powerful reasoning engines. And that's what makes this partnership historic. It's not about code or compute. It's about